Fellow Biafrans, on the occasion of your rally to demonstrate your solidarity with the struggles of your kith and kin back home, I send to you all fraternal greetings. As one who has been entrusted with the onerous responsibilities of guiding our young republic through these difficult times, I must confess that it is always a source of deep pleasure and encouragement to me to receive assurances of the support of the people and their continuing determination to persevere until complete victory is achieved. It is, therefore, with feelings of unbounded pleasure and deep appreciation that I salute this august gathering. You are all aware that for over 4 months now, Nigeria has been waging a war of aggression to to destroy Biafra and her people. This invasion by Nigerian hordes was mounted because the people of the former eastern region of Nigeria were forced on May the 30th, 1967, to declare themselves the independent state of Biafra in order to assure the security of their lives and property. As you are aware, the people of the former eastern region of Nigeria had believed, as if it were an article of faith, in the concept of a united Nigeria. No section of the then Federation of Nigeria had worked as assiduously for the attainment of this ideal as did Eastern Nigeria and her people. No section had made as many and varied positive contributions towards the realization of true unity. Having over the years spearheaded the movement for closer union, having demonstrated our faith in Nigeria in concrete terms by allowing our sons and daughters to sojourn in other parts of the country, thereby contributing tremendously to the development of such areas to the neglect of our own, it was a hard decision for us to take to opt out of a federation in which we had invested so much. But we had no real choice. Over the years, our erstwhile compatriots had made it clear in unmistakable terms that they did not want us in the Federation. Since the 1950s, our people were expropriated and discriminated against in parts of Nigeria other than their own. Furthermore, the experience of the three harrowing waves of remorseless genocide in 1945, 1953, and especially in 1966, involving a total of nearly 40,000 dead and countless others maimed or destitute, provided an object lesson which could not but be taken seriously. Self-preservation is probably the strongest human instinct, and it is this that has compelled the harassed and persecuted people of eastern Nigeria to seek refuge in their own home and amongst their kindred. As a proverb of one of our Biafran languages has it, a man who is rejected by others cannot reject himself. The inordinate ambition of the Hausa Fulani oligarchy to continue to dominate the whole of what was formerly the Federation of Nigeria, the unrealistic desire to acquire the wealth and resources of Biafra while rejecting their people, the mad and homicidal desire to exterminate from the face of the earth 14 million Biafrans, drove Gowon and his clique towards unleashing a costly war to attain the unattainable, the subjugation of this young but promising republic. Even with the vast resources of the former Federation of Nigeria with which to prosecute the war, even with the active collaboration of those international opportunists, Britain and the Soviet Union, an unholy alliance of vested interests, even with the attempt to subvert our government by suborning some of our highly placed military and civilian personnel, an attempt which was foiled at the nick of time, Gowon has failed to make good his boast to crush Biafra. A campaign which he bragged would only take 48 hours to accomplish has now dragged on for almost 5 months and will drag on for as long as it takes Gowon and his clique, both Nigerian and others, to realize that nothing can shake the will or crush the spirit of a determined people. If Gowon's military campaign has achieved anything, it is only a confirmation of the fact that Biafrans have nothing to expect but destruction from the hands of their erstwhile Nigerian compatriots. In the few border towns which fell into the hands of the Nigerian forces, Biafrans were pillaged and what could not be stolen was destroyed, while the men were shot and tortured and the women defiled. Even foreign correspondents have testified to the massive killings of people of Biafran origin and a particular ethnic grouping in the Republic of Benin when that young republic fell into the hands of the Nigerians as a result of treachery. Instead of accepting the fact and the truth which they know, that they forced the people of the former Eastern region out of the Federation, the Nigerian aggressors have been attempting to dupe the world by claiming that we seceded in order to keep our oil wealth to ourselves. You all know that in spite of our oil and other resources, the former Eastern Nigerians were always the greatest advocates of unity. General Ironsi, himself an Easterner, was murdered by the northern Nigerians because of his determination to unify the country. For a people who have made such great sacrifices and abandoned their most valuable investments in Nigeria in quest for safety, this is the unkindest thing to say. No, it is the Nigerian leaders themselves who are in fact guilty of what they accuse us of and have shown beyond doubt that they are only interested in having our resources and not our people. Our detractors have also attempted to confuse African and indeed world opinion by propagating the despicable falsehood that our independence will be a precedent for separation in other African states. They have not bothered to ask themselves, for instance, what was the precedent for the alleged Biafran secession? The truth is that one secession does not necessarily lead to another. Throughout history, there has been a long list of empires that broke up into nations and federations which split into sovereign states. The Union of Great Britain and Ireland, the federations of Mali, Malaysia, West Indies, and Central Africa are recent examples of this. The disintegration occurred on account of unique local factors or to grave linguistic and religious differences. Biafra, however, remains a lesson to all countries of what could happen if they were to unleash a pogrom against a section of their own community. Amongst other spurious arguments trumped up by the Lagos clique is another that Nigeria is a single, interdependent economic unit and that its disintegration would disrupt established market trends and leave the separate economies so much poorer. It is true that as between the regions of the former Nigerian Federation, the economic pattern was one of interdependence, but this is equally true of all world economies which are complementary. But this should not make us to try and force unworkable political units on an unwilling people merely to create a large market. It is enough for both states to enter into trade and technical agreements. With more efficient planning, these separate units could even be made economically more prosperous. This also disproves the argument that Nigeria would not be viable without Biafra. Perhaps Nigeria may be poorer for it, and it should have occurred to its leaders to be more tolerant of people who they now admit constituted their wealth. But the rest of Nigeria has enough potentiality to remain a great and united African state, if only its leaders would show realism and imagination in harnessing their vast potential resources. The Nigerian leaders demonstrated their scorn for African opinion, which they are now trying desperately to cultivate, by refusing to accept our calls for a peaceful resolution of our conflict through the good offices of many African states. Even when they had reluctantly agreed to the Organization for African Unity's desire to mediate, they are taking steps to frustrate their efforts. Biafra is no longer asking for anyone's mediation, but is willing at all times, as in the past, to resolve its conflict with Lagos at the conference table. The Organization of African Unity has shown itself insensitive to our suffering and incapable of resolving the crisis. A so-called mediation, which presumes that there is only one side to a dispute and can go to every length to appease that side, cannot be expected to be fair, objective, and just. The present conflict can now be resolved by individual states taking initiative by recognizing our right to existence and urging on Nigeria to abandon her war of aggression against an injured people. Having failed on all scores, the Nigerians have raised the bogey of a minority in Biafra being forced into independence against their wish. This again is far from the truth. Our people, irrespective of their ethnic grouping, have shown conclusively their commitment to and support of the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Biafra by their sacrifice in blood and contribution to the war effort. The decision to declare the sovereign and independent state of Biafra was a unanimous one made by the chiefs, leaders, and representatives of all communities in Biafra at the Consultative Assembly and Council of Chiefs and Elders. The so-called representatives of the minorities in Lagos have never had any popular backing, were defeated in elections in their own homes during the civilian era, and have since been denounced by their own people. Some of them, like Okoye Arikpo, are themselves guilty of intellectual dishonesty since they were party or sponsors of the constitutional proposals creating the present provinces of the Republic of Biafra in order to allay minority fears. Our people know enough of Lagos and can testify that the massacre of thousands of then Eastern Nigerians was irrespective of tribal affiliation. The bombing and other military brutalities since Biafran independence have followed the same pattern. Having suffered together, they are now united together in solidarity to fight on to victory to assure a place of honor and respect for themselves and their children. When the Lagos Vandals realized that they were doomed to failure, they, along with their foreign megaphones like the BBC, thought that they could win by pretending to be doing so. They are trying to make the world believe that they have taken Enugu, that the war is virtually ended, and that they are now engaged in the task of reconstruction. Nothing is further from the truth. Our valiant forces have continued to keep the enemy at the few border towns and zones they have captured by treachery. The gallant Biafran forces are now in control of most of the Enugu and Bonny and are gradually wiping out the enemy invaders at Calabar. They have also re-entered Ugoja. The Nigerian troops will never forget the lesson of their Onitsha invasion, where thousands of their men were decimated. Our troops are fighting bravely and will continue to do so until victory is won. The Nigerians appear not to know that by unleashing a war of aggression, in addition to several past injuries, they have aroused a whole people against them. This is a people's war for freedom. Biafra has come to stay and the fact of our independence is irreversible. Ours is a nation of 14 million people with various ethnic groupings, united together by past sufferings and present freedom, and nothing can shake our determination. Conscious of the justness of their cause, and with God on our side, our people are determined to fight to the last man, confident of eventual success. May God bless you all, fellow Biafrans, and keep and protect Biafra.
But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuokike Abiama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
The federal government, led by the Minister of Interior Abdulrahman Dambazo, met with the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria in Kebbi State, offering them the sum of 100 billion naira over 2 years to stop the kidnapping in the country. The meeting lasted over 4 hours on Friday as negotiations dragged on, with the association initially asking for 160 billion naira. The minister said that the strategy was part of the steps needed to tackle insecurity in the country as prescribed by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The headsman crisis has risen since 2015 after Muhammadu Buhari became president. Their rampage has spread not only in the north but also throughout the southern zones of the country. The killings by the headsmen has led them to be tagged the fourth most dangerous and deadly terrorist group in the world by the World Terror Index. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu, who was also at the meeting in Kebbi State, added that over 1,000 people have been killed and many more kidnapped in Kaduna. However, he said that this intervention was necessary to bring the criminals to book. The Kebbi State Governor Atiku Bagudu said hosting the meeting in his state shows the seriousness of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration in tackling the security challenges in the country. Responding, the president of the association, Alhaji Muhammad Kirua, said the meeting would serve as a foundation for peace between the Fulani headsmen and farmers and among Fulanis themselves. Roots TV, Nigeria.
You have President Northwest Muslim, you have Senate President Northeast Muslim, you have INEC Chairperson Northwest Muslim, you have Speaker of the House of Representatives Southwest Muslim, you have Chief of Air Staff Northeast Muslim, Minister of Defense Muslim North, Chief of Army Staff Northeast Muslim, Inspector General of Police North Central Muslim, National Security Advisor Northeast Muslim, Director National Intelligence Agency Muslim North, Director General SSS Northwest Muslim, Comptroller General of Immigration Northwest Muslim, Comptroller General of Customs North Muslim, Comptroller General of Civil Defense Muslim North, Controller General of Nigeria Immigration Prison Service, Muslim North, Acting Chairman of EFCC, Northeast Muslim, Chief Justice of the Federation, Northeast Muslim, Code of Conduct Head, Muslim, Northeast, Managing Director, Post Authority, Northwest Muslim, NIMASA, North Muslim, NNPC Managing Director, Northeast Muslim, Minister of Education, Northeast Muslim, National Universities Commission, Northwest Muslim, JAMB, Southwest Muslim, and so on and so forth. We can keep on going on and on. Someone has said that.
How do you cage Nnamdi Kanu? In fact, I want to call that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. A freedom fight agitator who said that, look, he wants liberation for his people. Why are you incarcerating him? Why are you not going to arrest Fulani men? Look at the bomb blast in train blast in Abuja to Kaduna. Up to today, our people are still being kept by these bandits. Where are the security? Where is the president? Where is the security act to go out and rescue these people? Tell me what is happening. It is a shame. Tell me, Igboho, they went after him in the southwest and were able to stop him. At least we're not hearing about Igboho again. Why can't they stop these Fulani men who are terrorizing this country and have made it impossible? They come to Benue and kill. Just in my local government, within the space of 40 people have been killed. More than 40 people. In another local government, over 20 people were killed. And then you want me to keep quiet. They want to intimidate us. I will never be intimidated. At least, let me talk. If at the end nothing happens, and some of you are keeping quiet, keep quiet to your shame. But I want to say that the rest of Nigerians, you people are joking. I raised alarm in 2016 that these things were going to happen. What is it that I have not said? I have said it. If Nigerians want to get out of this, they should arise. Arise Television, as your name implies. Arise and let us liberate ourselves. President Buhari and his cohorts are not able to do it. You have also heard that Abuja, where the seat of government in Nigeria is under siege. Benue State is under siege. We cannot continue to just play around and allow them to continue. We are equal to the tax. And today we are sending a message that Benue State is ready to confront the Fulanis from Niger, from Mali, from Senegal, from Mauritania, from Libya, from Cameroon, who wants to take over Nigeria as their land. We are going to stop it. We did it in 2004, and we are going to do it again.
Yes, let me find out this from you. You don't have what you call the Benue State Livestock Guard, which is to implement the open grazing prohibition law. What is the job description of these guards?
We already have that now, and they are implementing it. We have prosecuted and already convicted over 400 Fulani herdsmen who have besieged the state. We have impounded over 25,000 heads of cattle. Those who pay fine, we release it to them. And those who did not pay, we were able to auction those cattle. That is what the law says. And so this is another phase of ensuring that we secure our land. We are ready to go with them. I'm ready to go to war with those people who have volunteered. These people are not going to be paid. Those volunteer guards, they are community people who are farmers, who are civil servants, who are traders, who have decided that, look, enough is enough. We cannot continue. We must secure our land. And so I want to assure you that I'm involved, my government is involved, and everybody in Benue State is involved. And that is why you see all the traditional rulers here, all the stakeholders in Benue State, the civil servants are here today. And we are ready to wage war against this evil that is coming against.
Fellow Nigerian, In search of excellence for Africa, my mission remains to create awareness, advance practical solutions, and transform mindsets via case studies. Together, let's midwife deliverance for our race, country, and continent. Please share this video. I am Dr. Israel Noyerem Davidson. Thank you. In 2001, US-led forces overthrew a Taliban-led Afghan government following the 9/11 attacks led by the Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. For the next 20 years, the US and allies enforced democratic ideals, built up Afghan security forces, and provided operational air cover. The Taliban continued to attacks. Now, eventually, under President Trump, the US promised to pull out if Taliban agreed to stop attacks and hosting terrorist groups. Today, the Taliban militants have declared Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan and overrun most of the country at lightning speed with little or no resistance from the 300,000 US-trained and heavily equipped Afghan forces. US general could not believe an army could crumble at that rate.
I did not, nor did anyone else, see a collapse of an army that size in 11 days. There'll be many postmortems on this topic, but right now is not that time.
It is believed the Afghan soldiers, though diehards, had unquenchable allegiance to jihadist ideologies practiced by Taliban. They were Afghan soldiers by day, Taliban at heart, and Taliban at night. A situation some suggest currently exists in Nigeria too. So Afghanistan was simply handed over to the mullahs to govern, based on their shared jihadist ideological leaning. The south and middle belt of Nigeria should wake up with urgency. The Afghan situation is cooking fast in Nigeria today. Afghanistan is number 1 on global terrorist list. Nigeria is number 3, second to Iraq.
After 3.5 years of deception and dishonesty, we will be leaving this prison of nations at the end of January. And we won't become a third country, as I've been hearing this morning. No, we're going to become an independent, self-governing nation. And you can delude yourselves this morning inside this cathedral that all is well, but it isn't. It isn't. People do not want to be run and governed by faceless bureaucrats like Michel and von der Leyen. Did you hear them earlier? Dull as ditch water. You're being rejected. And it's great news that in Poland, opinion polls now show a majority of Poles think they'd be better off outside the European Union. Brexit is the beginning of the end of this project. We are giving leadership, and we'll take it to a Europe of sovereign states working together, being friends together, but not being run by the gang down at the middle there.
IPOB, one family. Biafrans all over the world. If we want safety and security for our people, then let's continue to support Eastern Security Network. All donations are welcome. No contribution is too small or too large. Do your part, knowing that freedom is in our hands and together we must all rise to the occasion. Go to our website to make your contribution, www.ipobinUSA.org/donate. And remember that freedom is not free, but together we restore it. Farm by farm, forest by forest, house by house, and street by street.
This is TOS TV Headline News. After being officially recognized as a former Vice President of Nigeria, Babangana Kingibe, former running mate to MK Abiola, has endorsed Bola Tinubu as Nigeria's next president. Kingibe said Tinubu would be Nigeria's next president due to his sacrifices. The Super Eagles has moved.
You must listen to her. Of course, You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom. Good evening, leaders, political leaders, decision makers, those whom the issue of Biafra may come to their table very soon. I bring to you a very fraternal greeting this evening from my end. This is live broadcast State of the Nation address today, the 17th day of August 2022. I have come here today to address Biafrans on this very important State of the Nation broadcast. If you look at the time, you will understand that we've spent about 42 minutes listening to different stories. The stories that is propelling us. The story that has made us whom we are today. The stories that have given us the bravery we display today. The story that has made us strong. The story that is making us to leave Nigeria. The story that will make us to fight and exit Nigeria by 2023. The story that is going to make us to never allow any election conducted by Nigeria government in Biafra territory by 2023. You've listened to these stories for over 40 minutes. First was the State of the Nation broadcast by our then leader, the eternal leader of the Biafra people, Ikemba Nnewi, followed by the lamentation of our current and the present supreme leader, in the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he knew he was going to be betrayed. That is not what we are here today. Fellow Biafrans, nothing can crush the spirit of determined people. The war of aggression from the Nigeria Caliphate state can't stop the Biafra from breakaway by 2023. You know, people say we always reveal our secret on social media. We always tell our plans. Somehow, that is partially true. On the other hand, that is also somehow not true. They say that we should learn from Fulanis. We should learn from bandits. Or we should learn from terrorists, Boko Haram and co. That they never made their plan and what they are trying to do public. Today, I want to inform you that we are not the same. We are not the same with bandits. We are not the same with Fulanis. we are not the same with terrorists. We are not the same with Boko Haram. And that is why some of the things we do, we make it open. Because we can never be the same with Fulanis. We can never be the same with terrorists. We can never be the same with those who come from different parts of Africa to kill our people. That is why we do things differently. So yes, going forward, you will continue to hear our plan publicly, some of the plan on social media. Today, I want to respond to you that we are not the same with them. We are fighting for freedom, to have the right to govern ourselves and make decisions for our future as a people. In case you do not know little about terrorists, the terrorist ideology is completely different from ours. One of the terrorist leaders, called Abu Musab al-Suri. Abu Musab al-Suri, one of the main Al-Qaeda ideologies, has championed a massive social indoctrination campaign to promote the tenet of the militant jihad among Muslims worldwide. This ideology seems to have made deep inroad around the world. Self-described jihad rely heavily upon the promote suicide martyrdom, claiming that the reward referred to the Islamic scripture will be accorded to those who carry out such act. That is who terrorists are. Completely different from ours. Completely different from what we do. We can never be terrorists and we can never be the same. The terrorist ideology on suicide bombing or suicide attack. The suicide terrorists are seen not as cold-blooded killers, but as martyrs and heroes in the eyes of many. This shift in values occurred slowly. It occurred slowly. Suicide terrorism first found acceptance in Palestine. They first find acceptance in Palestine. Over time, it was increasingly utilized for fighting occupational in Chechnya, Kashmir, Afghanistan, Iraq, and many more places around the world. We can never have the same ideology with terrorists. That is why our activities are sometimes public. Chillingly, there is also a minority Muslims endorsement for suicide terrorism, even inside the United Kingdom, inside the UK. They endorse suicide terrorism. Some of these minority, they live in the UK. Likewise, female involvement in terrorism has become increasingly more commonplace, and the debate amongst terrorism's perpetrators has even extended to whether biological and radiological weapons. They even justify it in fighting the militant jihad. Al-Qaeda and its affiliates are expert in taking advantage of local conflict and grievances and adopting their ideology to local circumstances. We can never be the same. The ideology is completely different. To fight terrorism, which is the reason why we are having this particular State of the Nation address today, as they are now in our land, and our land is under siege, both from the state terrorists and from the non-state terrorists. You can address them as non-state actors and state actors. To fight terrorism, we must therefore understand the pervasiveness, or should I say, the perverseness of the so-called Islamic ideology or Islamic ideological stand, and attempt to reverse radicalization in the mainstream Islamic discourse. We must understand this fundamental for us to be able to defeat the terrorists in our land. The world today, we are putting the world on notice. The world and its communities have borne us witness on our civic approach to resolve the crisis and the way Nigeria treats us. The world can bear us witness that we have applied every civil approach to resolve this conflict, to resolve the killings, to resolve the genocide, to resolve the crime against humanity being meted on Biafrans since 1945. The world can bear us witness that we, the Biafra people, have tried everything to resolve this amicably. They mock us. They take us for granted. They say we are cowards. They say fight for your freedom. They have blackmailed and labeled us with all manner of derogatory names because we have always succumbed to their pressure. The approach we have chosen, which is the civil approach, they have taken us for granted. We therefore cannot stand idle and watch the total extermination of our people by the Fulani, by the Caliphate Nigeria federal government that are sponsoring terrorism and sponsoring them and recruiting them into Nigeria Army and Nigeria security agencies. Our period of mercy is therefore over. Our period of mercy is over. Our period of mercy has elapsed. Our ultimatum has elapsed for the past 2 days. We have done everything that needed to be done to ensure the security of lives and properties in Biafra and the Nigeria at large. But today, the federal government and the Fulani-controlled Nigeria government has demonstrated without remorse about their direct involvement in the killings of Biafran people and other indigenous people of Nigeria. They have not hidden their agenda and they have not showed any remorse in their involvement in aiding, abetting, and shielding terrorists to attack our people. They have directly sponsored and aided the extermination of different communities. From the Niger state down to Benue, down to Kaduna, down to the southern part of the country, you can agree with me that the evidences abound of the Nigeria state involvement. Everybody is shouting about it. The difference we are going to make is that the Biafra people have taken it upon themselves to make it different. I'll tell you today, the wider Nigeria has been under siege. The federal government of Nigeria has demonstrated that they don't care and they are supporting the attacks and invasion of these foreign terrorists into our land. They destroy the lives of indigenous people in Nigeria and Biafrans. They waste the life, destroy our properties, and invade our land, and they chase people away, and they run to IDP camps. Since the Nigerian government has chosen the invaders, they choose to protect the invaders and the terrorists from North Africa, from East part of Africa, from Senegambia, and other part of the world over their own said citizens. We have no option. We have no option, absolutely no option, but to defend our land with everything we have. From the Nigeria Tribune newspaper report, and of course, widely reported by so many Nigeria newspapers on the 16th of August 2022, a man called General Dambazu said, and unquote, the army forces or the armed forces with a population of about 200,000 have the deficit to confront terrorists as they have been overstretched. It is to review our counter-terrorism strategy. I want you to listen to this. It is to review our counter-terrorism strategies to eliminate these state actors. I want you to underline these state actors. This particular publication is available everywhere in Nigeria. Go and read it. Go and read General Dambazu's statement on insecurities and the 2023 election. He said, it is to review our counter-terrorism strategy to eliminate these state actors. So he actually understands that the terrorists in Nigeria are state actors. He was the one who paid 100 billion naira to Fulani terrorists for 2 years to stop killing Nigerians, to stop killing Biafrans, to stop killing indigenous people in Nigeria. The records are there. Today he said that it is to eliminate these state actors. So he understands, probably by mistake, that the terrorists in Nigeria are state actors. I want you to take this word very seriously, because under this particular statement, our declaration today will come to play. That to eliminate these state actors. As I'm talking to you, you can Google and search the statement from different media house in Nigeria. You will see where he said it is to review our counter-terrorism strategy to eliminate these state actors. As security should be top agenda as we gradually approach the 2023 general election. So he, recognized that they are state actors. And I want you to understand what state actors mean. State actors are the police. State actors are the military. State actors are the civil defense. State actors are the custom. State actors are all these people carrying arms. They are the state actors. And with this particular statement today, they are also to be regarded as terrorists. And of course, it is not just because he said it. Different indictment from different groups and the different prominent people in Nigeria those who have felt the pain of terrorism has actually confessed, including Danjuma. Danjuma said the Nigerian military, the Nigerian army collude with the terrorists. And a lot of confession has actually emerged, where the military were seen sharing money, where the military were seen 2 kilometers away from kidnap scene, and all these things are happening even in Biafra land. So I want you to have this at the back of your mind, because our declaration today will be based on so many of these informations. Imo State. In Imo State governor, according to report, was said to have concluded plan to set up Imo State vigilante outfit to replace Ebubago as a result of the killings of Ebubago, or the killings by Ebubago. They said Imo State government may have concluded plans to set up Imo State vigilante outfit to replace Ebubago, which the citizens have roundly condemned because of their method of operation and too many killings associated with them. The governor of Imo State acknowledged that there has been so many killings by the Ebubago, but after this acknowledgement and guilty plea, nobody has condemned, no international community has come to arrest and prosecute him. How do you now agree and admit that the Ebubago have killed in mass murders, and only what they can do is to come and tell you they want to change Ebubago to Imo State security outfit? Yet, the so-called politicians continue to keep mute, and of course, they overlook the guilty plea of Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, as he acknowledged that manner in which the Ebubago have killed Biafrans is unacceptable. I want you all to understand that today is going to be a new beginning in Biafra liberation. Let us go to the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, in their country of origin report from the United Kingdom, the country policy and information note, they said the United Kingdom claimed that Biafra is a loosely defined area in the southeast of Nigeria that roughly correspond to the state of Abia, Imo, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Anambra. This is a fallacy. We want to send this message to the United Kingdom. You don't define where is Biafra and where is not Biafra. Biafra is not only Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Anambra. The area is inhabited, according to them, principally by Igbo people, who are one of the country's third largest ethnic group. So we want to correct the United Kingdom and, of course, the world and those who may wish to listen, that we must from today correct the United Kingdom government that this is a fallacy and a joke taken too far. Biafra territory is undisputed, irrespective of our differences, irrespective of our political differences. Biafra territory is undisputed. We are today setting the record very straight that Biafra comprises of old eastern region of Nigeria, which the map has been distorted by the Nigeria state, of course, has been advised by the United Kingdom in quest to annihilate Biafrans and cleanse the name of the map. Additionally, Biafra map stretched to the present day of Lower Kogi State and Lower Benue State, respectively. So that particular correction must be made, and let it sink into your head that Biafra is not only the Igbo-speaking state. In 1967, when the entire old eastern region went to war, There were no Anambra, Imo, Ebonyi, Abia. It was eastern region of Nigeria. And that eastern region today is what make up the same Biafra we are fighting for. When we get to that bridge of to know who want to belong to Biafra and who don't know to belong to Biafra, it is not the United Kingdom, it is not Nigeria that will make a choice for the people of the old eastern region. They will make a choice either to belong to Biafra or not to belong to Biafra. Nobody has the right to dictate who belongs to Biafra and who don't belong to Biafra. So on this note, we are setting it very straight, that Biafra stretch all the way to the present Kogi state, the lower Kogi, and stretch again all the way to Benue state, the lower Benue. All those land and those particular place is where we are going to take back. And if they don't want to be part of us, it is going to be based on referendum. Nobody, not British, have the right to decide who become Biafra and who don't become Biafra. We will continue to show our readiness to exit Nigeria by 2023 through different means, multi-dimensional approach. The recent political event in Nigeria, the insecurities, the military siege, the terrorist siege, the way our land has been invaded, have further widened the debate on the inevitability of the sovereign nation breakup amongst its major ethnic groups. Therefore, from tonight, anywhere you see any state actors, be it those military from Niger, because we have the intel that they have hired mercenaries from Niger and they are in Biafra land dying one by one. From tonight, the Biafra people taking this particular liberation of Biafra to a different level. And after the elapse of our ultimatum that you must leave our land and the liberation have started. From tonight, anywhere you see state actors, be it paramilitary, be it military, whether they are non-actors and non-state actors because they are now declared terrorists. Anywhere you see the herdsmen carrying AK-47 in our land, anywhere you see bandits, confront them from tonight. Anywhere you see them in Biafra land, confront them from tonight. We have entered the liberation phase of Biafra. It is going to be from this night till Biafra is restored by 2023. Number two, from tonight, the enforcement of open grazing, ban on open grazing in Biafra land start from tonight. Any cows you see anywhere, especially in our farmland, from tonight in Biafra land, bring them down. We ban any movement of any cow in Biafra. From today, we may have issues with the Sorry about that particular interruption. You know, we are back, and sorry about that particular interruption on this particular program today. We are going to take one at a time our resolve from tonight. From tonight, the enforcement on the ban on open grazing take effect, starting from this night. And of course, to show our readiness to leave Nigeria by 2023, to continue to show our readiness to break away from Nigeria by 2023, from tonight, we declare every military, police, and the custom checkpoint in Biafra land a terrorist zone. We don't want to see any checkpoint of any military, any police, any custom in the entire Biafra territory. Reasons are this, because when we tell you, we give you reasons. The reasons are, we have now confirmed that most of the military checkpoint, most of the police checkpoint, most of the custom checkpoint are where the kidnapping are taking place. They kidnap every 2 kilometers away from the military checkpoint. Our people are being abducted right behind the military checkpoint. So we are going to know, and we are going to fight the Fulani bandit. Any military checkpoint from tonight, as we have entered the liberation of Biafra, will be regarded as terrorist zone. This particular information, take it very important, because every kidnapping has taken place in military checkpoint. The story, the witnesses, the eyewitnesses, the victim, all the victim of Biafra people, all the Biafra people that have been victim of the terrorist kidnapping, those that have paid 100 million and all that, they have all been abducted 1 kilometer away from the military checkpoint. So on this note, every military checkpoint in Biafra now from tonight is confirmed and will be regarded as terrorist zone. Do not take this declaration as a joke. From tonight, we hereby suspend and ban every use of siren. Siren. The use of siren from tonight is hereby banned in Biafra territory. We have entered the liberation, and this liberation involves armed struggle. The armed struggle is that we are now declaring the armed struggle for Biafra. Our freedom can never ever be exchanged for anything. Anybody that is using siren, you will have the Biafra people to contend with. This particular declaration has become very necessary so that we know how to protect and defend our land. Siren, from all these evil politicians and corrupt politicians with their escort, is hereby banned from tonight. If you use your siren, you will be a target for Biafra people. The oppression of the terrorist group called Ebubago, the oppression of the terrorist group called AVG, or any other nomenclature in Biafra land from tonight is hereby banned. Anybody or any person or any group parading himself or themselves as a Ebubago or AVG or any nomenclature is from tonight declared terrorist, because They have killed and maimed our people while every other person watch, while the governors watch, while the politicians watch, while the government enjoy the killings. The latest killing was about the 14 people that was murdered in Imo State. So for that reason, if from tonight, anywhere you see them, engage them. This is the declaration that the Biafra people have made from tonight. Anywhere we see them, they will be treated as the enemy of Biafra. Going forward, to continue to show the readiness of Biafra people to leave Nigeria by 2023, due to the high level of insecurity in Biafra land, which exposes the life of our people to danger. The gathering of people in Biafra land is hereby suspended. Gathering. Political campaign is hereby banned in Biafra land. I am telling you the fact. This is the resolve of Biafra people. Political campaign from tonight is hereby banned. And what we are going to do is this. Any day, any political campaign anywhere in the old Eastern region will be sit at home. It does not matter where that sit at home is being observed. I want you to pay attention very, very attentively. It does not matter where that particular campaign is being organized. It does not matter. And I want you people to know that for the past 1 year, major part of the Southeast, or the entire Southeast, and there are, of course, some part of the South-South, which comprises Biafra, has observed the sit-at-home order from the Biafra people. Therefore, the gathering of any political anything in Biafra land is from tonight banned, suspended, until further notice. There will be no political campaign in Biafra territory from tonight. Why we are doing this is that our freedom and our safety can never ever be traded or exchanged for something else. We have endured enough. And the time has come for you to be ready. You know, when we were telling you people to begin to sit at home, to train you to what is to come, the day is here. To continue to show the world our readiness to leave Nigeria and to break away from Nigeria by 2023 for our safety, our freedom, and for us to have the opportunity to leave. In a few weeks' time, starting from tonight, the Biafra flag will be raised very high. In a few weeks from today, Biafra flag will be raised very, very high in all provinces of Biafra. Anywhere you see this Biafra flag, know that that territory belongs to Biafra Republic. In a few weeks' time. Finally, to this end, to ensure that we have proper coordination of our men on ground, we hereby appoint General I.N. Oji of the BNG as the Commander General of the Armed Forces of Biafra. Every unit of our armed forces should be alert for the upcoming instruction. I want you all to understand all ESN command and other Biafra securities are also to be at alert and wait for further instruction. The ESN command will be briefed on the next step and on the way forward. Those alliances and other brothers in arms that have come together for Biafra to be restored next year, 2023, is hereby instructed to wait for further instruction as well. Thank you all. May God bless Biafra. May God protect you all as we officially enter the liberation phase from tonight. I remain Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's disciple on Biafra restoration, and by the special grace of God, the spiritual son of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on Biafra liberation, and by the special grace of God, the spokesperson for the Biafra people. May God bless you, and may God bless Biafra. From here, good evening.